You put that in a 5-day week or a 4-day week, well, now you're trying to cram that many races into 2 days. You know, a lot of us aren't that young anymore to be able to do that. Not only you have the whole week off, now you have to pull that much more weight and try to go out there and ride, you know, 9 or 10 races. It's just, I'd love to see the weights be improved. I mean, myself, but you're talking to a guy that's a heavy rider. But not only that, I think it's going to be a lot more healthy. You're going to find a lot better, healthier riders. Guys, not that we still wouldn't have to watch our weight. That's not the point at all. It's, a lot of us watch our weights to where it's very health. I mean, it's hazardous to our health. I mean, you know, like I said, it'd be nice to be able to eat something and actually feel full and go to sleep, you know, and with that, it would give us a big benefit, you know, it'd help us out. Because I don't talk to a guy that's lived here that won't tell you this is one of the best places they've ever lived. If you get more days, you're going to see more of them come back. It's not only the jocks that have left here either, you know, horses, owners, they've all left. You got a big city and people to draw from that don't mind, you know, that like to play the horses and like to bet. And there's no question in my mind. I don't know if we'll get to the 5 days a week or anything like that, but you know, I'll definitely think, you know, you'll get back to the 4 days and hopefully sooner than later. Like I said, it's great to come back and see the people. They've always been really good to me. They treated me like I hadn't even left, you know. I mean, they're just, you pick up an overnight and you're still on 7 or 8 every day, you know. That's a good feeling and a warm feeling to come back to.
Now here's a little follow-up to that in case you missed it. Jake Barton left Hastings Racecourse a few years after we did that interview, went to Southern California, then he traveled to New Mexico. He eventually wound up at his home base in Alberta, where he's one of the most successful riders in that province. Now it's time for our race of the weekend today. We have a pretty good one in the 21st running of the $50,000 Jim Coleman Stakes, named after legendary sports columnist Jim Coleman, who, when I was a kid growing up at Woodbine Racetrack, Mr. Coleman had this advice. He said, "Jock, get your butt out of bed. Go to the racetrack every morning early, and you can't miss what's coming up with a story." Now let's turn the microphone over to Brick Ward for the rundown.
The race of the week is brought to you by Swift Thoroughbreds. Swift Thoroughbreds, the home of champions and proud supporter of thoroughbred racing in British Columbia. Snake Attack is owned by Dunbar Ranch. Snake Attack is new to Hastings by way of Emerald Downs, and he'll probably need this race to get used to the smaller oval.
Don't know the horse too much. And for him, it looks like he's got some speed if it's there. And I don't think Tim would have brought him here if he didn't think he had a chance in it. So it's a tough race, but we'll give it our best shot.
Gotta Find Bubba is owned by Jeff Sangera. Gotta Find Bubba's a big gelding that has a habit of always hitting the board.
You know, I'd rather just run along, but, you know, you gotta sometimes give these horses a shot, and there's a race coming back next weekend, Never Win 2 allowance, and I happen to have 2 other ones for that, and I don't know if Bubba can out-sprint them, so I thought, you know what, we might as well take a shot. He deserves it. He's at the top of his game. So, you know, sometimes you got to run maybe exactly where you don't want to run. But this is basically for us, it's a race to run so we can get ready for the Sale Stakes, which is in the middle of June, and go from there.
Mount Davidson is owned by Corey Wagner. Mount Davidson is a California invader that has won at this distance.
He's been up here for over a week in Greg Tracy's barn, and we worked him the other day a half a mile in company and worked real well and galloped out good. And hopefully the race sets up for us. We need definitely, you know, with his running style, we need a pace to run at, and hopefully we can get a couple to hook up on the front end and come back to us.
ROBO Willie is owned by Stanley Ryan. ROBO Willie is a Northlands Park horse that comes to Hastings by way of the south, where he won a stakes race last fall. Almost Time is owned by Swift Thoroughbreds. Almost Time moved up to his 3-year-old campaign with a victory in the Futurity last year. A strong work tab points him as a favorite today.
He's training just the way we want him coming up to this race. We've been aiming for this race for a long time. But you know, there's a couple horses in there that have had some starts under their belts, and obviously it's our first out, so it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. I'm really happy with the way my horse is training, and I'm just hoping he kind of comes out of the gate with the field, because he has a tendency to not break very well, so we've been doing a lot of gate schooling, and you know, hopefully we'll get him over his little issues. So.
El CUGAT is owned by Glenn Todd and Patrick Kinsella. El CUGAT is a Northern California horse that stopped in Portland to win the Oregon Derby on his way to Hastings.
They claim him from California and then putting him in the Derby and Portland. So he ran really good that long distance, but we don't know yet about 6.5. We hope Glenn say he is gonna win. So hopefully, we hope he got that right.
We hope Glenn's got it right,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, we hope that. And well, we'll see if he's a real stake horse. Yeah.
It's a good test.
Yeah, it's good, very good test for him. Actually, he's a nice horse, but I think he likes better going like long distances. He's better for that, but we should try 6.5.
Tommy Danzigger is owned by Edgar Smith. Tommy Danzigger is the reigning Ascot grad winner and looks to continue his winning ways today.
Tommy's a little fractious sometimes in the paddock, and you know, last year he was a little, he didn't want to leave the gate as good as he could. He wouldn't leave really straight, and he'd kind of hop out of there once, and you know, the time he did come out good, he ended up winning. So I know he's going to be better when he goes longer, but I still think he'll run good in here. I think he's got a shot. He's been working really well.
And now, let's enjoy this outstanding field of Derby hopefuls. They're going 6.5 furlongs in the Jim Coleman Province Stakes.
There they go. Field of 7 3-year-olds sent on their way into Jim Coleman Province. Snake Attack from the inside shows good early speed. Right there on the outside is ROBO Willie. Gotta Find Bubba pulling hard. Tommy Danzigger followed by Almost Time. El CUGAT is 6th. And the early trailer Mount Davidson. Into the clubhouse turn they go. ROBO Willie, 2 out from the rail, has the lead now by 1.5 lengths. Tommy Danzigger in 2nd. Snake Attack at the rail 3rd. Almost Time on the outside. Followed by Gotta Find Bubba. El CUGAT 6th. He's got about 6 lengths to make up. And 4 further back is Mount Davidson. Opening quarter, 22-1. Midway on the backstretch now, and it's ROBO Willie rolling along. Tommy Danzigger and Almost Time both come to him on the outside. 3 lengths back now is Gotta Find Bubba. El CUGAT followed by Mount Davidson now asks for run, and Snake Attack. 45 and 3/16 to run, and Almost Time has now taken command and opened up by 2. Tommy Danzigger, ROBO Willie, Gotta Find Bubba, El CUGAT. Down the lane they come. They're all chasing Almost Time. He's opened up by 3. It's Almost Time, Tommy Danzigger, El CUGAT. Almost Time to score in the Jim Coleman Province. Tommy Danzigger 2nd, Photo for 3rd, El CUGAT, and Gotta Find Bubba.
He broke better, like I said, he got problems on the gate and before, and I took my position in the first turn. Davey Wilson went inside, and Pedro, of course, was carrying a little bit wide, and then Davey came out, and then it seems to me that Pedro's horse was coming out, and it's before the turn. Maybe I shut him up a little bit. I have to see the replays.
How much horse did you have?
I have a lot of horse. My horse, he can run. He's training good, and I working good, and you know, this horse can run, and even better, probably going long.
It's too far away to mention, but is he a Derby likely candidate?
Oh, I think so. I think very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much.
Unusual race. You won rather easily. There was an inquiry. What goes to an owner's mind when they see the sign flash an inquiry?
Your heart stops a little, and then you try to look at it objectively and see what happened, and you know, hopefully justice prevails as it did this time. I think he ran a really good race. Frank did a great ride on him, and he ran great.
The obvious question is pretty nice 3-year-old. Would you have the Derby in mind down the road? It's away, but would you have a consideration?
Yeah, it's been on our mind for a while, and that's the direction we're aiming with this horse.
Good luck and thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Tom.
Don't go away. The Sport of Kings. We'll be right back. Hey, racing fans, here's what the Sport of Kings is working on for upcoming shows.
I remember the trolley buses being lined up, oh, God, for blocks to bring people to the races at Lansdowne. And it was a good racetrack then.
At that point in time, it was just a decision I had to make. Again, I'm looking at this being my final year, and I got a shot to ride an extremely nice horse.
Now to get you up to date with all the happenings in and around the track, let's saddle up with our own Carmen Thompson.
Last Wednesday saw the induction of retired Hastings jockey Chris Loseth into the British Columbia Sports Hall of Fame. Chris had a long and successful career at Hastings, winning over 3,000 races. Also inducted along with Chris was Vancouver media personality Archie McDonald. Archie has long been a supporter of local horse racing, so congratulations, Chris and Archie. Stakes action continued last Sunday when the 3-year-old fillies went at it in the Emerald Down Stakes. Among those chasing the $50,000 purse were PS Good and Ready, What Are the Odds, and Fashionable Affair. The Oaks candidates didn't disappoint. Let's take a look at the stretch drive.
Fashionable Affair, Bodge's Lady, and the trailer Tick Me Off. Half 45 and 3. They've reached the top of the lane, and What Are the Odds now by a half. Dandy Dora second by 2, and Ookster third. Down the lane they come. It's What Are the Odds now striding away by a length and a half. Dandy Dora trying to hold off Ookster on the outside, but it will be What Are the Odds to score in the Emerald Down. Tight photo for second. We have Dandy Dora and Ookster.
And from the grandstands at Hastings Racecourse, I'm Carmen Thomas, and now you're back on track.
Today on our Vancouver Province Salute to the Champions, and with this being Preakness Day, we thought what better time than look back just 2 years. Year 2007, we're going to watch perhaps one of the top horses of this decade. That would be Jess Jackson's Curlin. Enjoy this magnificent horse.
The Salute to the Champions is brought to you by the Province Sports, where you can read Tommy Walski's column, Hoss Talk, every Friday. The Province Sports, it all starts here.
They're in the gate for the Preakness, and they are off. Exchanger gets off to a good start, so too King of the Roxy is there. Hard spun and flying first class, and CP West is with the Vanguard. Under the line for the first time, and it is flying first class. Exchanger's there to his inside. Hard spun, going to be caught 3 wide going into that clubhouse turn. He's trying to tuck in behind there, and yes, he's got a good spot. Hard spun runs in third. King of the Roxy is fourth. CP West is fifth on the outside. Curlin is sixth, followed by Street Sense on the outside. Minslow up toward the rail. Street Sense forced to take to the outside there, and the last of them all is Circular Key. So they make that way into the backstretch run now, and it is Exchanger who leads the Preakness field. Flying first class there on the outside, and it's 5 lengths back to Hard Spun third. The quarter at 22 and 4. Here's the half, 45 and 3/5 seconds. Gut-wrenching fractions here. Up the backstretch run. 5 furlongs to go. Exchanger shortly, and there goes Hard Spun. Hard Spun makes an early and aggressive move for the lead, and now he's in front as the field moves into the far turn. CP West runs in fourth. King of the Roxy is now fifth, and then it's 3 lengths back. Curlin is running in sixth. Minslow up 7 toward the inside. Street Sense is eighth, and he's still 12 lengths from the lead. Circular Key trails the field around the far turn. 3/4 in 1:09 and 4. Hard Spun leads the pack, leads it by a length. CP West is pressing, and there goes Curlin with a bull run on the outside, and Calvin Farrell threading his way through on the rail with Street Sense. They are now fourth. Another big move on the turn for the Derby winner, and the field turns for home. Hard Spun trying to gut it out, and here comes Street Sense now into the breach, and on through to the lead, and Curlin's to his outside. Street Sense in front of the 8th hole. Curlin giving his all, a length and a half behind, and farther back, Hard Sense Spun is third. Coming up to the finish, Street Sense, here comes Curlin. Curlin surging, Street Sense in deep water. Too close to call, too close to call. A race of the whip from Robbie Alvarado. He thinks Curlin has defeated Street Sense in the shadow of the wire.
Now, don't forget, today is Preakness Day, and the only place to really watch them with all your friends is right here at Hastings Racecourse. Enjoy the weekend. Remember to keep them straight. Or you know what? We might get you on that final turn.